Picture it. Someone insults you. In front of everyone. The room goes quiet. Your chest tightens. Your mind reaches for the perfect reply. Defend yourself. Explain yourself. Hit back. But the real danger isn't the insult. It's letting another person decide what happens inside you. Silent power is the discipline to pause and choose your response. The Stoics built a discipline around that choice. Not silence from fear, and not refusing to speak when truth or a boundary is needed. Silent power means remaining yourself under pressure. Here are 7 laws that show you how.
Law 1. Stop over-explaining.
The more you explain yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you, the more power you hand their version of you. When you're accused unfairly, the instinct is to justify, to lay out your reasons until they finally see. But some people aren't confused. They've already decided, and every extra word you spend defending yourself to them quietly says, "My peace depends on your approval." Here's the line that keeps us honest. Explaining yourself is responsibility when someone genuinely deserves clarity. A friend, a partner, someone you may have hurt. It becomes self-abandonment when you're begging a hostile person to approve of your character. Epictetus described the composed man simply. When he's criticized, he makes no defense. Not because he's too proud to answer, but because he no longer needs the wrong people to agree with him. So answer where clarity is deserved. Everywhere else, let your life do the explaining.
Law 2. Don't reward provocation.
The moment you explode at someone trying to provoke you, you've handed them exactly what they came for. Someone mocks you, needles you, tries to get a reaction. Proof they can move you. Marcus Aurelius wrote it plainly in his private journal. The best way of avenging thyself is not to become like the wrongdoer. And notice, this is not passive silence. Sometimes the disciplined response is quiet. Sometimes it's 4 calm words. Don't speak to me that way. And then nothing more. Both come from the same place, a response you chose, not one they pulled out of you. The goal was never to win the exchange, it's to walk away, still holding your own dignity. If this is landing, subscribe to the Inner Citadel. Calm, disciplined, 1 law at a time. Now, Law 3.
Law 3. Guard your work.
Sometimes just talking about the goal gives you the feeling of progress, before you've done a single hard thing. There's a quiet trap in announcing what we're about to do. The applause for the intention and take the edge of the hunger to finish it. So we talk, and the doing gets easier to postpone. Epictetus told his students to stop advertising their philosophy and simply act it out. Let the conduct show what the talking never could. The same is true of your plans, your work, your growth. So build quietly. Protect the work while it's still fragile. And when it's done, let the finished thing be the announcement. Say little, do much.
Law 4. Master the pause.
Between what happens to you and how you answer it, there is a space, and your whole freedom lives in that space. Most people have trained themselves to close it instantly. Something lands, and they react before they've even thought. The Stoic widens the gap. Epictetus gave the exact instruction. When something provokes you, don't be carried off by the first impression. Gain a little time, and you'll more easily command yourself. Try it the next time anger rises. Do nothing for 1 breath. Just 1. Feel the pull to react, and don't obey it yet. That single breath is where emotion stops being your master and becomes information. Here's where it gets harder. The first 4 laws govern what you say around other people. The next 3 are harder. They govern what happens when no one else is in the room.
Law 5. Reclaim the quiet.
You cannot hear your own mind in a life that never goes quiet. The endless scroll, the constant noise, the opinions of 1,000 strangers, they fill every silence you should be protecting, until you can't tell which thoughts are even yours. Epictetus advised his students to be mostly silent, or say only what's necessary, and in few words. So take the quiet back on purpose. A walk with no phone. 10 minutes before the world wakes up. Time alone isn't loneliness. It's maintenance for the mind. A person who can sit quietly with their own thoughts is far less dependent on the crowd to tell them what to think.
Law 6. Stop chasing approval.
Stop chasing approval, especially from people who've already shown you they won't give it. This one gets twisted online into games and tactics, so let's keep it clean and true. It has nothing to do with making anyone come running. It's simpler. A healthy relationship, any of them, does not require you to beg for basic attention, clarity, or respect. Epictetus warned that the moment your aim becomes pleasing others, you've quietly handed them the steering wheel of your life.
Reputation was never fully in your hands anyway, so stop auditioning, do your work, keep your standards, and stop chasing proof of your worth from people who've already shown they can't give it, not with resentment, just with quiet. When you stop chasing, you stop being led.
Law 7. Act, then release.
Almost all our noise, out loud and inside our own heads, is spent arguing with the part of life we were never going to control. Law 7 is the foundation under all the others. Epictetus opens his whole teaching with one line that reorders your life. Some things are up to us, and some are not. Your effort, your choices, your character, yours. The outcome, other people's opinions, what tomorrow brings, not yours. The disciplined person makes their peace with that. They do their part completely, with sincerity, with full effort, and then release the outcome, without pretending it was ever theirs to command. That release isn't giving up. Is the deepest strength there is, to try with everything you have, and still let go without panic.
But silence is not always strength. When silence becomes weakness. A discipline this strong can be quietly turned into an excuse. Silence can protect your peace, or it can become the place you hide from the things you'd rather not face. The strong version of silence knows its own limits. It knows there are moments when staying quiet isn't self-command at all. It's avoidance, wearing the mask of calm. So before this is complete, we have to name the 3 times silence becomes weakness. Silence is not strength when you're using it to avoid responsibility. Law 1 told you not to over-explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. And that's true. But watch how easily the mind turns a good principle into a hiding place. Because the same silence that shields you from a hostile stranger can also shield you from someone you've genuinely wronged. When you break a promise, when you hurt a person who trusted you, when your mistake left someone else confused or carrying the weight of it, that is not the moment to rise above and say nothing. That silence isn't dignity, it's avoidance. Here, strength looks like the harder thing. It looks like saying plainly, I was wrong. It looks like giving the explanation the other person actually deserves, making the correction, and accepting whatever consequence follows. No performance, no excuses, and no hiding behind how calm you can look. The composed person isn't the one who never has to answer for anything. It's the one who can answer honestly when they owe it. So don't confuse protecting your peace with escaping your responsibility. Silence is not a boundary, if the other person has never been told where the line is. Law 2 taught you not to reward provocation with an emotional performance, and that holds. But we can stretch it too far and start using silence to dodge a conversation that actually needs to happen. You go quiet, you assume they should simply know, and then you resent them for crossing a line you never drew. A boundary that lives only in your head isn't a boundary, it's a secret, and no one can respect a limit they were never told exists. So sometimes the disciplined move isn't silence, it's one clear, calm sentence. This is what I won't accept. No speech, no argument, no heat. You say it once, plainly, and you don't keep re-explaining it. Because once it's spoken, words are no longer the tool, your actions are. If the line gets crossed again, you don't debate it, you just respond, the same way every time. Say the boundary without anger, then let your actions prove that you meant it. Silence is not noble when someone else is paying the price for your comfort. Everything in this video has trained you to hold your tongue. To not react, not chase, not perform. But there's a version of that discipline that quietly turns into something else. A person who has simply learned to look away. When someone weaker is being humiliated in front of you. When a serious lie is harming another person. When your silence is the one thing letting a wrong continue. Staying quiet is not self-command. It's comfort. And comfort, in that moment, is its own kind of cowardice. Self-control was never meant to make you indifferent. The whole point of learning to govern your voice is so that it's steady and clear on the day it finally matters, not so that you lose it when someone needs you to use it. The calm you've built isn't for hiding, it's so that when you do speak, you speak without panic, without cruelty, and without abandoning what is right. The purpose of controlling your voice is not to lose it when it's truly needed. So silent power was never the absence of your voice. It was command over it, the discipline to stay quiet when quiet is strength, and the courage to speak when truth, responsibility, or another person requires it. Knowing the difference is the whole art. And now, the 7 laws are complete.
So look at what silence actually gives you. When you stop over-explaining, other people's stories lose their authority over you. When you stop reacting on command, provocation loses its reward. When you stop announcing everything, your work keeps its fire. When you stop chasing approval, your dignity comes back. And when you release what you can't control, your mind finally goes quiet. That is silent power. Not the power to dominate a room, the power to stay yourself inside it. The world keeps mistaking loudness for strength. The Stoics knew better. Real power doesn't have to announce itself. So the next time someone insults you in a crowded room, and your chest tightens, and your mind reaches for the perfect reply, take one breath, and ask yourself one question. Does this moment need your voice, or merely want your reaction? Then choose. That choice is the whole thing. That is silent power. Build it one day at a time, and I'll see you in the next one.